Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate support. Guys, you know what's crazy to me? You know, I think about this from time to time, how men will, in fact, I'll just change it. I'll say it like this. It's surprising to me how women will get men to do the dirty work or heavy lifting due to cattiness a lot of times that they get themselves into. And secondly, how willingly these men are to go run and jump into the fray of something that ain't got nothing to do with them. Or if they use their male instincts and good judgment, shouldn't be involved in something stupid as what I'm gonna tell you in the first place. You see this guy right here? This guy's name is Jermaine McLemore. He's 32 years old. This story right here is from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. Shout out Menominee Falls. I think I'm saying it right. This guy, Jermaine McLemore, you see pictured up here looking crazy as can be, walked into Menominee Falls, Menominee Falls Senior Living Facility and punched, I guess, a supervisor in the face, pictured here, briefly. And then ran out and couldn't get away and got caught. Now, there's more to this story, because this woman that you see here, her name is Tiana Stanton, age 33. Now, I don't know the relationship between Miss Stanton and Mr. McLemore, but he found it feasible to run in blind and defend her honor from a discrepancy she had a job with said supervisor that was punched. Take a look at this. This story is truly amazing. We'll come back and I'm going to show you something else.
Punched by a stranger.
Yeah, Menominee Falls police say it was no random attack. Waukesha County reporter Brett Lemoyne explains the workplace dispute that has two family members in big trouble.
Right through the front door.
He punched a female staff member.
Video shows a stranger hit her at least 5 more times. Investigators say it happened last week inside the Auberge Memory Care Facility.
Wearing a black jacket and a green backpack.
Workers followed the masked man as he ran across the street.
He went inside the urgent care on Northfield Drive.
There, police stopped a man talking on his cell phone. Investigators say he identified himself as Christopher Ford, and they let him go.
We don't have a good description due to the suspect shedding clothing and other items.
But when police opened an elevator door here, they found all the evidence they needed.
The jacket and bright green backpack were left inside. They stopped the man before he got into an SUV. Police say his real identity is 32-year-old Milwaukee resident Jermaine McLemore.
He's being taken into custody now.
Police say the SUV he was trying to get into is registered to 33-year-old Tiana Stanton, who works at Auberge. She told police McLemore is her cousin. Investigators believe she told McLemore what to do over the phone and who to hit. Police say Stanton also was mad at the victim because the victim, quote, had something against Stanton that led to her demotion at work the day before. We couldn't find Stanton Wednesday, but we've talked to her before. In 2021, Stanton's SUV caught fire, leaving this mother of 6 without wheels. She was ultimately gifted a new ride.
I'm always helping somebody, so this just means a lot to me.
In Menominee Falls, Brett Lemoyne, Fox 6 News.
Prosecutors have charged Stanton with conspiracy to commit bodily harm to a worker in a healthcare facility. She's out on bond, $25,000.
And McLemore is charged with bodily harm to a worker in a healthcare facility and obstructing an officer. He's currently inside the Waukesha County jail.
Y'all see that shit? She gets demoted at her job for some specific reason. And I don't know if he's her boyfriend or not, or brother or whatever. Comes up there. She puts the battery in his back and he runs right up there and mollywhops an old lady. You know, respect for that. Went in there blind fury. Then the women followed him out. He looking stupid as can be. I want to read you this article real fast and it just turned off on my screen. Check this out. This is crazy. Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. A Milwaukee man and Jackson woman are accused of conspiring to attack a worker at Menominee Falls Memory Care Facility. The accused are 32-year-old Jermaine McLemore and 33-year-old Tiana Stanton as they face the following criminal charges: bodily harm to a worker in a healthcare facility, obstructing an officer, conspiracy to commit bodily harm to a worker in a healthcare facility. Those three things, right? Now watch this. What we know. According to the criminal complaint, police were dispatched on the evening of February 26th to the Allbirds at Oak Village in Menominee Falls to investigate a report of an employee being assaulted by a stranger. The complaint said the suspect was described as a black male wearing a black jacket and a mask over his face, reported to be between 5'9" and 6 foot, medium build. Waukesha County dispatchers alerted police that the suspect had been followed to the North Hills Health Center and was spotted going into a bathroom. Officers spoke with the employee who was attacked. This person was extremely hysterical after the incident and complained of head and neck pain. Additionally, the officer observed a small amount of blood on her hands, the complaint said. The victim told the officer she did not know her attacker and was struck numerous times. Now it says the video footage reviewed. It said investigators reviewed video footage from the Allbirds. They used that video to get more accurate description of the attacker. The video showed the attacker walk in the common area at the facility, strike the woman from behind on the right side of her head in his first strike, knocking her onto the ground, the complaint said. The video also showed the attacker standing over the victim and continued to strike her in the face and upper torso. A minute later, the attacker left. So he attacked her for almost a minute. He stayed in there. While officers were reviewing the video footage, they overheard another officer call out a license plate. Officers asked if the plate and vehicle belonged to an employee, and the witness pointed out an employee identified later as defendant Stanton. So he used her car to go up there and commit the crime where she was not supposed to be implicated in it. See that? Who was walking around the facility with flowers, speaking on the phone through AirPods, the complaint said. So basically, she got demoted. She was at work, and he came up there and mollywhopped the chick while she was there, and she was doing something like she ain't had nothing to do with it so she could see it or hear about it. A witness spoke with police and believed the incident could have been part of an employee retaliation due to being upset. The witness explained that Stanton was recently demoted from a position due to information that was provided by the victim, the complaint said. When asked about this, the victim told police that Stanton was demoted on February 25th and that Stanton blames the victim for her demotion, right? So she blaming the lady for her being demoted, the one that got mollywhopped. A witness told police that on February 25th, an unknown individual called the business and inquired when the victim would work next. The complaint said, so the guy or somebody unknown called and asked if the lady was there or when she come back to work so he can know when to coordinate the attack. Stupid as hell. It says the arrest of David McLemore. What we know, after speaking with the victim and witnesses, officers responded to Frodert facility nearby. As they walked into the front lobby, a man matching the description of the attacker was spotted. He had just walked away from the first floor elevator. Officers approached him and he initially identified himself as Christopher Ford. But officers later identified him as Jermaine McLemore with his Wisconsin's driver's license. When the officer told McLemore he needed to confirm some more information, McLemore started to get irritated. He was talking to someone on the phone and was implying that he was being held because of racial profiling. Of course, the complaint said. McLemore stated he was waiting for his ride at the front of the building. Officers left McLemore, they let him go. At this point, officers located the suspect's jacket and backpack in the elevator that the defendant had just walked away from, the complaint says. Officers then noticed McLemore was not getting into the vehicle he said he was in the front loop. They watched as McLemore ran to the roadway where McLemore was about to enter and sit in the dark-colored SUV, the complaint said. An officer went and stood in front of that SUV and demanded McLemore not enter the SUV, as he was no longer free to go, the complaint says. When officers ran the registration of the SUV, they learned the SUV was registered to Miss Stanton. Officers were able to send a picture of the suspect from the attack, and the image provided a positive match for the defendant, McLemore. He was placed in handcuffs and arrested, the complaint said. Investigators later spoke with yet another witness who indicated she was doing their regular daily activities when she overheard Stanton ask someone on the phone, "Do you want to make some money?" The complaint said. The witness said the victim had only been in the building a few minutes when Stanton was talking on her cell phone, and then moments later, the black male arrived at the front door. Okay, let's add all this up, right? She calls this guy after she goes to work and finds out she's demoted in her position. So I guess she had a loss in pay as well. She calls this dude, "You want to make some money?" He comes up there. So he must have dropped her off at work because since she was only there 5 minutes. So he must have turned around, came back, zoomed in, parked in that parking lot, which the car they know she owns. Attacks the lady, runs across the street, goes to change his clothes, gets caught. His plan is to casually walk back with regular clothes on, get in her car and leave like he was never there and nobody would know otherwise. But the police reacted fast enough, goes over there, he coming out the elevator matching the description. They go to let him go. They find clothes matching what he had on. He looked like the description. They took a picture of him. While they doing that, he trying to put up a fuss saying, oh, it's racial profiling to get them off his tail. They wind up letting him go. When they wind up letting him go, of course, it's a close call. He runs his dumb ass over there to the car, the same car. So they tell him, oh, okay, well, look, you ain't leaving. Now you can't leave because we know you were part of the thing because you get in that car. Craziness. So the detective contacted Stanton to come to the Menominee Falls Police Department to provide a written statement about what happened at Auburn. So they got him locked up already. They already know he's connected to her. He attacked the woman he randomly don't know who had an altercation with Miss Stanton. So they know she got something to do with it. So they tell her to come to make a statement, right, of what happened at Auburn. During her statement, now watch this. During her statement, the complainant said, defendant Stanton stated she did not know the subject, nor see the subject that had assaulted the victim. I wasn't there. I don't know him. She don't know that they know. She admitted that she believed the victim did not like her and had something against her. This is later on. The detective showed defendant Stanton the phone records of her being on the phone with the defendant McLemore. As she stated, she did not know defendant McLemore or denied being on the phone with him. So you're going to lie and they got the information right there. The complaint says. Later, during the same interview, the complainant says she ultimately admitted that defendant McLemore was her cousin. So he's her cousin. And that she was on the phone with him most of the morning, but did not set up the victim to be assaulted. So that's her cousin. She called her cousin up there to handle her business, where they said she got demoted because of job reasons. I guess she wasn't doing the job or couldn't do the job. They didn't fire you, they just demoted you. But you had delusions of grandeur, I guess, with that upgrade in pay. And once it was found out that you got demoted, you couldn't take it. So you had to go all out. Don't you think about that? Don't you seriously think about it? This is her cousin. He don't benefit from her working at that job at all. And he zoomed his ass up there and beat up an old lady that's in charge of that thing. That lady could have fired you, but she didn't. She gave you your original position back and told you, hey, you fucking up. Businesses are businesses. They're going to run the way they want to run, especially in healthcare when lives are at stake. Don't know what a position is and don't care. But what I do know is she couldn't take no accountability for the situation being what it is. And only thing she took out of it was, oh, this lady has a problem with me or don't like me. And what does she do? Go gets other people involved that had nothing to do with it. Now, for the record, Mr. McLemore will take the brunt of the punishment because his dumb ass went up there and mollywhopped somebody he didn't know, even though she set it up. Then when she got caught, did you catch it? I want you guys to understand. Did you catch it? She spoke out of her mouth what she thought would get her off. I don't know him. Say that fell through. The man that she called to do the job, she disassociated herself from him. And if he went to jail and takes the brunt of his thing, she would have been scot-free. She was willing to just disown a person that she claimed she didn't know, her own cousin. She was going to throw him in the coals and let him, if her story could have carried through. I'm going to tell you something. You got a problem at job or all this other stuff and you go and involve other people, that's on you. And I'm just surprised at how many men will go and get involved in situations between two women. That's between two women. I'm not going to run and go in there and then Molly, and then the lady old and fat. Like, get the hell out of here. What'd I get out of that? Then he beat her up like a caveman. Then he stood there and they didn't chase him out the door. He running all stupid. This is another thing. Let me say this real fast before I get out of here. If you're not athletic, heavy set, don't put yourself in a position where you have to run for your freedom or life. Seriously. Did you see how he ran out the door all dumpy and shit? You're not built for no sprint, let alone running from a crime scene or police. I don't know. People, it is what it is. She offered to pay him to beat somebody up. That little bit of money is worth jail time. That shows the value and mindset that a lot of people have out here when it comes to getting something. He was willing to hurt somebody just to get paid some money. Dumb shit. I'll make sure both of their asses didn't get out of jail. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Never be the one to let people put batteries in your back. Because once they turn you on, you know what I'm saying? They'll act like they never touched the switch. See you in the next video. Take care.